Hello everyone. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining. I am Jennifer from Personal Power Life Coaching, and it's for wellness, for well-being and a happy life. And in this video, we are chatting towards and about the most important person in the world, which is you. Which is me for me. It's whoever you are the most important person in the world because you are the center of your creation. You are the seer. You are the doer. You are the thinker and feeler of everything that is your life experience. So I've been inspired to make this video right now because I'm about to make my own celery juice and it's time to go, and I thought it's been a while, so we shall share it and create it together to inspire and support you and assist you in starting your own celery juice journey or in continuing it. If you've already started but you've stopped for whatever reason, we all need that motivation. We all need that reminder, and sometimes it needs to come from a video or from a friend, and I can be both of those. So let's go ahead and do this. And I've got the juicer ready. I've got the celeries all cut up and washed, ready and raring to go. So let's just enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, and do you, and do it while you can. Do it while it's available, and it's always available if there's a will. So when there's a will, there's a way, and we will make it happen. So thank you for watching, and as you know, I make celery juice for myself every day, and I would say about 95% of the days I have it on an empty stomach in the morning before consuming any food or solids or my smoothies. And I do that. I was tipped towards this by the medical medium, Anthony William, and I have been doing this for about probably over a year now. And it's just the kind of juice that I know brings benefits because it has calcium, it has antioxidants, it has vitamins and minerals. It is rich in sodium cluster salts, which is a naturally occurring sodium in the celery herb or vegetable. Now, Anthony William calls it an herb, and whatever it is, it's beneficial. Now, this is not the same as the celery there's a different kind of celery that's sold in the store, which is longer and kind of skinnier and greener and more bitter. So that is not the same as your typical regular celery stalk. So you just need plain celery for this, and that's it. And so you aim to get 16 ounces minimum every day. And the reason that I do this is because it helps my digestion. It's a simple and smooth, gentle way to open my digestion every day in the morning that does not disturb or hurt my gastric lining. Because before, I used to experience a lot more pain in my stomach lining because I used to like having coffee on an empty stomach or even green teas or black teas, and I now only consume teas, and then I sparingly consume decaf coffee. And great, so we have 16 ounces. Let's look at this. And so the celery juice has really helped me to make sure that this is a healthy, natural, wholesome way to open my digestion, to coat my stomach lining, and it reduces bloating. It can even help some people go to the bathroom smoothly in the morning immediately. It depends on where you are. It depends where your body is, how clean it is, or whether you've been living off of a lot of processed artificial foods or a lot of animal types of foods like meats and dairy and cheese and eggs and milk and the whole gamut of animal-sourced foods. So depending on how much we've had that, the celery can affect you very differently. So for instance, I've had clients who started doing the celery, and you know, they just had to be next to a bathroom because otherwise it would make them evacuate. They would have to go to the bathroom and just, you know, use it immediately. So it depends on your body, and of course, if you're definitely not used to having celery juice, then it may be bitter for you if you're not used to having green vegetable juices. I'm not talking about fruit juices like pineapple or the sweet ones. Of course, the sweet juices are delicious and they bring benefits too. However, there's something to be said for not consuming a boatload sugar, intense, packed amount of sugar in a drinkable portion, because that will saturate your body with a strong source of energy, which you either need to expend immediately, or it may cause a blood sugar spike. So it'll raise your energy and blood sugar immediately, giving you a sort of higher peppiness or energy boost, but it can also bring you down quickly because it's very fast to go up and down. So that's what results in that plummeting effect. And hence, we don't want that, because when I've experienced that personally, I then have like cravings, or I feel a nervous tension or a jitteriness or this kind of anxiety, which is like also the kind of anxiety I get when I consume regular caffeinated coffee, which is why I've really had to agree with myself that it's no longer for my highest good and my greatest benefit to have caffeinated coffee, because it only hurts me. It only causes pain in the aftermath, and it also impairs my sleep, and it disturbs restfulness at night. And I know that it has this sort of increasingly addictive quality to it, and I don't say that just, you know, without evidence. I know because it just, for me, this is how I see it. I have a bit, it starts with decaf, and then I want a little bit of the regular Turkish coffee, and then it grows like increasing the quantities or just having it more consistently. So I don't know why that's the case with coffee in particular, but it does reflect, it indicates to me that it's stimulating something in my internal hormonal system, in my neurotransmitters, in the way that my brain is working, so that it is really affected by this particular substance. So that can be something positive, or it can be detrimental. Now, it just depends how it's ultimately enhancing you overall, and it's helping you to have greater health, like sleeping well, so you're well rested and refreshed in the morning and you can perform at your best. Also, if you feel calm rather than anxious or tense. Another consequence of coffee that I've experienced, caffeinated coffee, is that it creates a sense of anxiety, and it like low mood. Like I get down on myself, like my self-esteem comes down, and that's something that I already have had to work on over time. That hasn't always been ideal or optimal. So definitely, you don't want to fuel the fire to something that is already something you want to change and let go of and improve and release, right? You don't want to add fuel to a fire that you actually want to put out and eliminate. So we want to increase the love, we want to increase the joy, and so some things work better than others towards that. And I choose to be conscious about it and invite things and substances and people and situations that actually promote that well-being, that love, that vitality, that satisfaction, and that peace. And that's only love. That can only be really classified into love and as love. So sometimes we use food as love. We use drinks as love. And if it's not an immediate source of love per se, it's a distraction or an escape. And why that works is because on the one hand, we are physically focused on doing this one particular thing that is distracting us from whatever's bothering or disturbing us or hurting us or giving you pain. And it also then causes an after effect due to the chemical interaction in our brain with the substance, because the substance will then interact with your body's cellular structure and mechanisms, and it will now definitely affect it in some way, because you can't lie to your body. And as some have said, your body is never not looking. Your body is always looking, it's always knowing and feeling, and it's just the witness. Your body is the witness, your body is your friend, although it doesn't always feel that way. It sometimes feels like a stranger, or like an enemy, or a confusing vessel, but I know it's a vessel. I know it's your vehicle. It's our vehicle in life. This is our home. This is our place to live in. This is where we were born and where we will ultimately die, because once the body dies, that's it, right? We stop existing physically on this earth. So the point is to be aware of that and to respect that relationship and to have the most harmonious relationship possible. So without further ado, we're going to go into this magnificent celery juice, and I'm going to serve it up. I'm using my talking mic today, which my beautiful beloved brother gifted me. So I am taking the opportunity to use our more professional setup. So there we go, darlings. So now we're going to mix that up. This is celery juice, and it looks absolutely awesome. So let's serve it up. And you can just visualize yourself doing this too. Imagine you're in your kitchen. If this is something you want to start, then visualize. Visualize yourself doing the thing, using examples from online, from other people like myself, and just finding that motivation wherever you can. So let's enjoy. Cheers. So this one is mild and it's very nice. Now, different celeries will yield a different flavor experience. So it's great when you get a nice batch. It's not organic because organic is a bit more expensive. But if you can do organic, if you want to do organic, then go for it. Why not? Because if you have that budget available to you, there's nothing wrong with doing the organic way. I buy as much as I can organic. But the celery, because I have a large quantity of it, I don't buy it organic, just so that it's feasible. And otherwise, you know, you want to stack things up in your favor. You don't want to make things more complicated or more difficult or give yourself more excuses why it's not going to work. Now, sometimes we're unable to have our celery juice in the morning on an empty stomach. So what I do in that case is I then wait a few hours between meals, which is usually simple and quite achievable. And I will wait maybe 3 hours, even 2 hours. If I really miss my celery juice and I didn't have it earlier today, then I will just do that in the next 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. And that is technically an empty stomach. So that's it, friends. It's just pure celery juice. Keep going, you know, don't give up. It's so easy to get started and be like into the fad or the trend, or, you know, just because it's hip or happening or so many people are doing it. But then people change, and trends change, fads change, and people change their preferences. But this is where we have to stay consistent and focused on what it is that works for us and what it is that you want to do for you, and keep doing it, and not rely so much on what other people are saying or doing. So perhaps you feel inspired or motivated to start the celery juice because of my videos, or you've been reading something, seeing other people who are experiencing celery juice benefits, or any green juice, any vegetable juice. It doesn't have to be just pure celery juice, because for instance, my mother has her own juice every morning, every day. She has hers in order to help her improve her, reduce her arthritic concerns, and now she doesn't have them because she started doing a juice of turmeric and ginger, fruits and vegetables. So those have really given her tremendous benefits. She swears by them. She's super excited and happy with her mixed fruit and vegetable juices, including ginger and turmeric. And I also love her potions. Her concoctions are always phenomenal. So I invite you to get started in your own path, whatever that looks like. And what I've also been looking into is actually doing the apple cider vinegar with lemon and water in the morning on an empty stomach. So what I did today in particular is I had 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar with the mother, raw, and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and a cup of water. Just mixed it, really super simple. I actually love that simplicity. And that was it, and I had it. And now I'm consuming the celery juice. Now this one was super mild. It was very mild. I went for my morning walk, and I'm resting from doing any rollerblading or jogging today. I just went for an extended walk, and yeah, and I received the sunshine. Again, spending time outdoors is also a part of well-being and wellness. It's not just about having a juice or having a smoothie. Everything is a complement. It's all about different aspects, different parts, different pieces that you combine in order to create your wellness life, your life of well-being. And it includes spending time outdoors, getting some fresh air every day, getting sunshine, and breathing deeply when you're out there. And even working your muscles. I love to do weightlifting. I'm not into the heavy weightlifting, not anymore. I used to lift a lot heavier, but now I just love doing the weights, getting toned up, tightening up any loose skin in my abdomen, and making sure that I'm lifting, like doing weight-bearing exercises. I use my rebounder as well, which I've demonstrated before, and I'm also a yoga teacher, so I do my own yoga practice in the morning, which is just a couple of minutes, 10 to 15 every day. Again, doing the things that are beneficial but that you can sustain. Because if I set myself up with my current schedule to say, okay, I'll go to an hour of yoga every day, I could do that, but then my sleep is going to be affected and I'd have to change my timings, which is possible. But again, when you feel like you're already doing enough and you don't want to stretch yourself any further, then we need to make sure that we're adapting and that you're adjusting so that you can do maybe not an hour, but maybe 30 minutes, maybe not 30, then 15, or do 10, or just even 5 in little parts of the day, breaking it down. So you do a stretching in the morning and stretching in the afternoon. Like, stretching your arms, extending them really, really open, and doing some shoulder circles, which are very helpful to keep your shoulders healthy. Doing some shoulder circles with the elbows pointing out as well is really beneficial in both directions. And then also doing the closing. This one is also really, I've seen this one demonstrated by physical therapists who have helped people cure their shoulder problems. So thanks to goodness, I don't have any shoulder issues, but it's just an aspect of keeping a healthy body is to do the things that will continue to give you a healthy body. So that's how it evolves, is including, it's a complement, it's a lifestyle. It's not just I'm gonna have one juice and then everything else will fall into place and I'm perfectly healthy. Not at all, because we also have to eat really well for the rest of the day, and not drinking alcohol, really, because alcohol, it just kills the liver and it kills the cells, and it's just pure sugar that is not doing anything beneficial, except giving you a happiness in the moment that the next day you're gonna feel like poo. So for me, the alcohol doesn't work, but you know, it's your life, so sometimes we have to take in those moments and decide what is my truth, what is my path, and doing what's you, right? Not doing what other people tell you you should be. Honoring your own truth and whatever that looks like. And it can include maybe in time changing your habits, your behaviors, your rituals, your mindset. It's all about mindset. And so yes, it's a combination of food and drink, and then movement, spending time outdoors, and community, socializing with people that really nurture you, whom you feel caring for, being in a good community, people that support you, that assist you, that care about you, and whom you can care about. Having that support network and support system, which is why family is so vital. However, if your family is actually a source of conflict and problems, then clearly that would not be a source of greater peace and harmony and well-being. However, it can also be a great source of insight and learning and knowledge and evolution in your character and in your resilience, your ability to cope, and even in the way that you see yourself responding to situations. So in those families where you have conflicts and problems and issues, they can be a tremendous and really critical, important, and necessary part for your evolution, so that you can transcend those limitations, those perceived problems, which are only reflecting perhaps a way that you're thinking and seeing things, and your own fears, your own limits, your own way of thinking, and your own projections and judgments towards others. So this is where those conflictual, difficult relationships help us, and also where we can transcend them, where they don't need to be there anymore. Because once we know what we need to know, it's done its job, it's met its job, and it's over, and it's time to move forward and further. So appreciate those moments, because they won't always be there. You know, this will not always be. This is one moment snapshot in time, and it will change as well. So it's a fine balance between wanting change and then also appreciating where you are. If you're not happy where you are, knowing that it's not forever, it's not eternal, and it can change. And if we perhaps have a spark or an inspiration in our imagination of how we'd like it to be instead, or where we see ourselves going, then that invites the universe to now let that manifest and flourish in your life. And it starts with your insight, with your spark, with your remembering, oh yeah, that would be good. So it's not always easy, because we don't always know what we want. We think we do, but we only know when we feel pain and suffering, but not exactly then, what is it I do want? Which is actually, it's ironic, astonishing, and perhaps even fascinating. You know, how could we not know what we want? But then often, or soon thereafter, we do know what we want. Maybe for me, it is just to have more family around me, to have more love and support, and to live in a wonderful, hot place year-round that is comfortable and luxurious and safe and friendly, and with a good income, and being supported by family, being surrounded by loving family, being close to my parents and my brother, not like 14 or 15 hours away by airplane, right? So, you know, it's those kinds of things where we feel like, oh my God, like that is so out there and crazy. I don't even know how it would be possible. But you know, what else? What's our other alternative if not to dream and to think of the possibility and at least to envision it. The alternative is just to shut it down and to kind of be in that, well, I just have to accept what is, and it sort of leaves you feeling defeated and powerless. But the key is, we don't want that, we don't need that. It doesn't help us to feel defeated and powerless. We want to move in the direction of, hey, this is a great life. This is a beautiful life. I love my life, and it's working out, and things are gonna work out even better. And just, being in that kind of a mind frame, instead of this constant struggle, instead of this constant, I gotta overcome, I have to defeat, I have to suffer through this and survive somehow. That's not the purpose of life. That's not why we're here. We're not here to suffer and to prove my worth and to kind of have this ongoing fight with the elements that be and with the universe. I mean, how could that be, right? Who says it has to be that way? It feels that way sometimes. It feels that way to me. Perhaps it does to you. Maybe some of these things resonate for you too. But I agree, and I decide that that's not the purpose of my life. It's not to prove my worthiness. It's not to struggle anymore and to kind of make it happen, make it work, and push everything into place. That is more of a yang energy that is kind of aggressive and pushy and combative. And it's painful, right? When you have to fight and you have to struggle and have that tension, that's just a lot of adrenaline. It's just a lot of caffeine. It's a lot of fear too, because you're afraid of what's the alternative. If I don't do this, then what's gonna happen? And I think that is our fear, is the losing of that control and the fear of ultimately of just not knowing and being afraid and not having what we want and losing and even dying. So we don't need to go there. Clearly, that is not the energy and the vibration and the vibe that we want to flow with. That's not how I want to flow. That's not how I'm flowing right now. So let's flow in a more positive direction, right? Let's go with the yin. Align yourself, because you will definitely take action when it's time to take action. When you need to take action, it will be, because that's just the way it works. And there's nothing that is not going to happen that needs to happen, because if it needs to happen, it'll happen, right? Whether that's for something that seems good or seems bad. It just needs to happen, so it'll happen. So you're that cooperative, collaborative component and piece of the big jigsaw puzzle of creation, which is this enigmatic schematic of life and picture and image that we're seeing every day in our life experience, whatever you're living right now, wherever you're sitting or standing or driving or watching. This is your theater, this is your cinema, this is the movie that you're seeing. So what's next? What is next? It's a picture. It is a picture. So let's enjoy that picture and just allow yourself to enjoy it. Allow yourself to appreciate the positives and to let it flow and to let go of those negative Nelly thoughts and to move forward. And that's it. And then to close off, I share with you, we finished our celery juice, but I have this background. I don't know what you think about it. It's I took it from one of the apartments upstairs. The people moved out, and it was the only thing that it was there besides some old rickety chairs, which they were so scuffed and they just didn't have that energy that I thought would be nice to invite into my house. So, but on the other hand, they had this huge painting. Well, it's not a painting, but it's like a graphic of nothing else but New York City. So maybe that would be a good background for my future videos. What do you think? And part of me thought it looks a little bit messy and chaotic because that is the city, right? But that's where I was born. That's where I'm from. So maybe that explains sometimes when my own thoughts and energies and feelings are a bit chaotic, and enigmatic is the only way that I can put that. It's enigmatic. So this is our city. This is New York. What about you? You are a city. You are the city of Joe, or you are the city of Yusuf. I'm the city of Jennifer. And so whatever your name is, that is your city. You are that city. So what does it look like? Is it like an actual busy, bustling city, or is it like a peaceful, serene island, town, village thing, right? So this is just an example of energy and creation and even beauty. Some people love this city, New York. My mother does. And she wasn't born there, but she grew to love it because of the many opportunities it gave her. And it brought her 2 children, and it gave us free education, and it made her a US citizen, and a lot of beautiful, our whole life has been there for my brother and myself. We were born there. So yeah, that's home, New York. So, but the truth is that you are your home, your body is your home, because wherever you are, you must always be present in your own body, in your own skin. It's not that you belong anywhere. You belong where you are in this moment, in your own skin, wearing your own skin, seeing through your eyes, feeling through your fingertips and your hands. This is our home, and it will always be your home till you die. And yeah, this is why we get our celery juice in the morning. Coming back to the original full circle, finished our celery juice. It was really mild and lovely and delicious. And I thank you for sharing and partaking in the creation journey and experience that we've lived till this moment. I bid you farewell for now. This has been our wellness lifestyle moment and segment or show. And if in the future we evolve into an actual show and program, then that will be phenomenal, and it will be evidence and testimony that everything starts somewhere, and sometimes you just have to pick up your phone, take a picture, make a video, or make a juice. So make a juice, you choose. It's all for you. It's your life, it's your body, this is your house. So enjoy it to the most beautiful and important person in the world. That is you, that is me, and you matter, you're important. People care about you even when you don't know who that is or to what extent. You are loved, you are special. You are a kind person. You do deserve the best, of course, of course, of course. So just let it in, allow it, and move forward and continue. And maybe go see a movie if that's your inspiration. So friends, farewell for now. Let me know if you like the background, because then we can do more wellness videos somehow with the background incorporated in it. And yeah, lots of love to you. Enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend. We have our weekend today in the UAE. So I appreciate that. Thank you to the leaders of this country and to my company that actually gave us the day off. I greatly appreciate that, because some companies did not. And so keep going, enjoy, go for a walk, take a deep breath, and smile. I love you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Namaste from Jen, Personal Power Life Coaching. Blessings.